Good morning, my name is Michelle. This is my channel, Shell's Flow Motion. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if you like this video. And if you want to flow with me, feel free to check out my channel at flowmotionstudio.offeringtree.com. Can't wait to see you there. And remember, you're always practicing at your own risk. So with that, if you want to start the warm-up, we're starting off with some neck rolls, moving from left to right. When you feel ready, feel free to add the rotation to the front and back side of your neck. Moving slowly. And on your next inhale, we'll inhale our arms above our head and bringing the right arm to the left knee and left arm to the sky above, crossing over the torso, and then twisting to the other side. Taking an inhale here. And optional bind, allowing the right arm to come into the left hip socket. And allowing a slight twist before we repeat on the other side. Again, optional bind, coming into the hip socket, inhaling the arms to the sky and folding in front of you. With this, we're going to try and have a flat back, trying to not round too much through the shoulders. Feel free to grab a block if that's in your practice. If you can't come all the way to the floor, you can have it at whatever level is most comfortable, trying to place your elbows on it so that your back can stay straight. We don't have too much rounding. Allowing the knees to try and fall towards the ground. Allowing the hips to fall open. And when you're ready, we'll switch which lever leg is in front, put that to the back, and put whichever one was in the back to the front. Inhaling the arms up. We're going to do another twist on both sides. Doing whatever feels best for you. Inhaling through this motion, holding for a moment before we exhale, coming back to center. With that, we're going to crisscross the arms, reaching for the knees, dropping the head between, allowing the shoulders to flail away from each other. Option to switch the hands so you can do both sides evenly. And inhaling back up before dropping down one more time. Folding all the way down. And again, coming back to place our elbows on the floor or on our block. Maybe you're wiggling through the hips. Maybe you're staying stagnant. Whatever feels best for you. This is your practice. On your next inhale, if you want to extend the legs out, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Option to wiggle the knees a little, wiggle through the feet. Allowing your legs to just adjust to being in this position from being cross-legged before. You should feel this in your inner thighs. From here, we're going to keep our block with us, trying to reach forward. You're striving for an anterior pelvic tilt here, so you're trying to tilt your pelvis closer to the floor, closer to your mat. And then we're going to work on walking our arms to the sides. Maybe you touch your knee to your forehead, or you can just be striving to reach towards a block or your foot, or trying to get your forehead closer to the block on a higher level. Whatever feels best for you, listening to your body. This is for you. This is your practice in your time. Maybe you give a little shoulder shimmy, grabbing at the shins. Trying to get lower to the floor, getting closer to a pancake. It's okay if you don't get to a pancake today. It'll take some time to get here. That's why we have the blocks, so that we can be in an active or restful position, even if we can't fully get to the floor. On your next inhale, if you want to come up to center, we're going to do some side body stretches, trying to plant the shoulder onto that top of your thigh, and then extending the top arm overhead. Maybe you reach for the toes, maybe you leave it floating in the air, whatever feels best for you. If you are grabbing at your toes, then you want to strive to try and pull your head through the space between your arm and your leg, trying to keep your chest open and not dumping through as you reach. If you don't feel like you can fully pull your chest through, then just don't grab onto your toes so that you can keep your chest open. And then coming back to center, we're going to do a couple finger taps before coming back to the middle. And we're going to come out of this posture, coming into cow face pose. I'm starting with my right knee stacked on top of my left, grabbing at the feet. It's okay if your knees aren't fully aligned. It's whatever feels best for you. Maybe you roll out your neck here. Maybe you just hold the posture. Giving a second to give Eve some snuggles. Noticing how this feels in your hips. If it feels tight or if it feels comfortable. If it feels tight, feel free to grab a block or a towel to place under your sit bone to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. Your next inhale, you're going to place your hands behind you, opening up into a standing wide-legged straddle and twisting to the other side to allow the opposite leg to be on top. So it's going to be our left leg on top, grabbing at the feet and pulling them towards our sit bones and our hips, trying to get our knees more aligned together. It's okay if they aren't stacked. It's whatever feels best for you. Everybody's hips are a little bit different. Once you're comfortable in the posture, feel free to give yourself 1 or 2 neck rolls before we bring in some eagle arms into the pose. So we're crossing the arms in front of us. I have my right arm on top, and then you're trying to place your bottom arm's palm on the other palm or on the forearm of the top arm, trying to pull down through the shoulders, and then opening into cactus arms before we repeat on the other side. Again, allowing the shoulders to drop down and open, releasing tension in the neck, noticing how that feels. And then feel free to bring your arms behind you so that you're kind of using your elbows and forearms like a pillow, allowing you to open up through your chest and armpits. Taking a moment here, inhaling and exhaling. Whenever you exhale, feel free to come into a forward fold. Maybe you lay across a chair, a table, a dog, a block, your knees in front of you, whatever feels most comfortable. Prince was just conveniently here, so I used him as my prop. And then on your next exhale, you're going to uncross your legs and we're going to come into a balanced posture, coming to close to the end of class. Feel free to come into this upward seated straddle, starting with our legs together and then working on trying to pull our legs apart. If you can do that while staying in the air, awesome. If you fall out of it, that's okay. Just try and come back into it. Noticing how it feels from one side to the other. For me, my left leg always seems a little bit tighter than my right, but that's okay. We just notice the differences. We aren't judging the two sides. Releasing out of this pose, we're going to take a moment in boat pose before we recline all the way onto our backs. Taking a moment to get comfortable here before we extend our legs up to the sky, coming into legs up a wall. Feel free to do this with the wall behind you or next to you, or feel free to grab a strap if that's in your practice. Also option to just do what I'm doing and let them float in the air. Maybe you roll out the ankles. Taking one more breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to grab for the ankles, heels, or big toes, coming into happy baby pose. Option to stay grounded, or if you want to do slow rocks from left to right, feel free to do so, opening through the hips and the back, giving yourself a little back massage as you rock. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, feel free to bring your feet together, coming into a variation of plow pose. Maybe you wrap your hands around your legs, again rocking, this time up your spine instead of side to side. Option to hold or continue rocking, whatever feels best for you. Maybe you do a slow rock to try and pop your back on your way down. And when you feel comfortable, feel free to release your legs down. Maybe you knock your knees together, coming into Savasana. Taking a few moments here just to get your breath regulated, coming to center, and allowing yourself to relax into your practice. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing any tension in your eyebrows and forehead, relaxing through your cheekbones and jaw, relaxing your chest and shoulders, allowing your arms to flail out to the sides if it's most comfortable, releasing any tension you may be feeling in your hips, relaxing through the thighs and the knees, relaxing through the calves and the ankles, allowing the body to go slack, just being present in the moment, and appreciating the time that you've given to yourself with this practice. As this class comes to a close, feel free to start wiggling your fingers and toes, waking up the body. And on your next inhale, feel free to come up to seated at your own pace. Thank you for letting me be a part of your practice today. I hope that you left class feeling more grounded and connected than where you started. Have a great rest of your day.